So I want to talk about something that a customer had told me last week at the bank that I work at. But this is just an example of things that happen every day when it comes to people experiencing scams. A longtime customer of the bank and that I've known pretty well over the years came in and wanted to speak to me directly. And he was a little embarrassed, but I said, hey, you can tell me anything. And he said basically he had nearly fully fallen for a scam that he received in his emails inbox. So he told me a little bit about it, and he said that it was an email claiming to be from Amazon and that there was a charge for over $200. Well, he kind of panicked because he knew he didn't have an Amazon account, but he was concerned about the charge, so he unfortunately clicked the link that was in the email, which brought up a page that looked exactly like Amazon, and there was a number to call to contact Amazon's customer service. Now, of course, you and I know that that number, if you call that number, you're not going to be in contact with Amazon customer service. You're going to be in contact with the scammers. Uh, but he did call that number, and he was talking to the scammers, uh, which he didn't realize at the time. But as time did go on, just things didn't sound right to him, and they were pretty insistent that if he did not authorize the charge, that they were going to refund him the money, but they needed his bank's routing number and the checking account number. And he did not feel comfortable doing that because, after all, he actually was thinking, well, if I truly have an account with you guys, you should have all that information saved on your system. So I guess he said they went back and forth with that for a while, and finally the person on the other end got fed up and threatened him that if he did not give him the banking information, that he was going to freeze his computer. So he just hung up on the person, and needless to say, they tried calling back several more times, but he didn't answer. But he said they did actually freeze his computer. Fortunately for him, he had some IT guys that he works with because he has a home office, and they were able to fix his computer and make sure that scammer did no longer have access to his computer. Now, he was kind of curious how they were able to do that, and I said, well, by clicking that link and bringing up that fraudulent website, it could have automatically installed something in the background on his computer, which gave the scammer access to his computer. But he wanted me to check his bank accounts and make sure everything was in order. And I said, look, everything is fine. I said, you didn't give up your routing information to the bank or the checking account number. So I said, your money is fine. There are no charges. Nothing is been taken out. And I said, look, you did the right thing. I appreciate you coming and telling me this. You don't have to be embarrassed because this type of stuff happens every single day. I was pretty happy that he did come and tell me this. And he said he just felt bad that he nearly fully fell for the scam. But I said, this is how they get you. They want you to feel panic, some kind of strong emotion that you're not going to think logically about this, that this could be a scam. But thankfully, later on in the interaction with the scammers, you realize that something isn't right and you didn't go any further with this. But I want to share this with you to let you know that I see these types of things nearly every day. My customers at my local bank get these types of scams. They have questions about them. They almost fall for them. Some do fall for them. But I wanted to share with you again, something from the front lines that I see every day because it's important to share this information. So, because maybe you know someone who's very vulnerable to scams, especially if they get an email or a text or things like that. You'll definitely want to share this video with them and let them know, hey, be very careful with what you receive, especially if something is claiming that you've been charged and you need to act very quickly in order to stop this. So, I will have more videos coming soon, so definitely check back.